I'm an alcoholic. But like that process is not as strenuous. And this is where you're
It is. So, but no, there's a weeding out process there.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Okay. Talk to me about that.
Because again, it's, what they're doing is training you to become an operations officer, but there's a lot of things about time management, kind of information overload. And again, the last piece, which is huge, is street smarts, is can you detect surveillance? Mm-hmm. And
detect
some people
surveillance.
just detect it. So again, it's running surveillance detection routes. Can you, are you able to walk on the street and do certain things to see if someone's following you? And so there is definitely a weeding out process there as well. And so ultimately you kind of graduate from the training program, and then the thing is that it is actually a pretty long lengthy kind of ordeal before you first go out to the field, because then we're going to do what? We're going to teach you a foreign language. Off to language school, because as a CI officer, it doesn't do you any good if you speak French or Spanish. Sorry, that won't learn in high school. So if you
got to know Russian, Arabic, Mandarin, right, Arabic.
Yep. Which by the way is when college kids ask me, I tell them two things: stop smoking weed and learn Russian, Chinese, Korean, Farsi, or Arabic.
Well, when I smoke weed, I feel like I can speak Russian.
Well, clearly,
that's the problem.
So that works.
So what else can you tell me about training as far as like what
just
that?
A long, it's not rocket scientist. Rocket science. It's a long, slow, process where ultimately at the end of it they will certify you that you're capable of handling an agent overseas.
Right.
So that's why it's serious, because once you graduate from there, you are then kind of given the papal blessing to go put someone's life in your hands.
Now, what do they do with people? Like, I guess depending on where you're at with clearances. Yeah. Like if you're top secret,
you're cleared before all this stuff.
What do they do with people that don't make it? Like you can't unclear yourself. Like you can't unknow something. So what happens to those people?
No, but you get your clearances before you go. Before you step foot in the building, your clearances are processed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But then if you don't make it through, or you retire, or you're discharged.
You sign secrecy agreements when you leave. Like I had to sign when I retired. I signed a secrecy agreement.
Oh, really?
You have to you can't talk about unless you go through. The reason why I have been successful in the sense I have worked very closely with our kind of publications review board to get all this stuff cleared. So I whatever I talk about, I'm not divulging any kind of secret information. I have a pretty good sense of my left and right limits, but ultimately you have to if I start, the good thing is I'm old now, so I forget stuff. But if I started talking about agents I handled or things that I learned, I'd be in big trouble.
And is that federally punishable?
Oh yeah, go to jail. People have gone to jail for stuff.
Is that treason?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you cannot divulge secret information.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, wild. Okay, so now
seriously.
Now we're on the job. All right. Yeah. Get a mission. Is that what they call it? Missions?
Not really.
What do they call it? Come on.
It's operation.
I like mission.
It's an op.
All right, we can call it an op. All right.
So if you want to be kind of in the cool club, say op.
Okay, so you get an op.
There we go.
All right, so you get an op.
You better use all this shit on future guests.
Yes, a million percent. Dude, I'm CIA now. Yep. Like I'm doing psychoanalysis on them the whole time.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be my agents. I'm gonna get them to like work for me.
That's right.
So
by the end of it, you got to have the guests do something they wouldn't do.
Oh yeah. Is there any hypnosis?
No.
Come on, I want there to be like something. All right, so okay, you get an op.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're on a plane. You're flying over there. You lie to some dude. You get in the country. Now you're staying at a hotel. Like
sure. You could be. You also could be living in that country too.
Okay.
So you might be assigned to that country for several years, or you could fly in on a temporary basis and do your thing.
And then you just live in like a regular apartment.
Yeah.
And now and then, okay, you're like, all right, Tuesday morning, I'm in my regular apartment.
I have an operational act to do. Yeah.
And now you're just going out on the streets.
Yeah. So you'd run what's called a surveillance detection route. That's maybe 3 or 4 hours, and you're making lots of turns. And maybe I put a disguise on. Maybe I'm dumped out of a backseat of a car while taking a turn, so in case someone's following me.
Can you talk to me about CIA disguises?
No, they're good.
Really?
Yeah. There's some great books on this. There's a couple former CIA disguise techs. Who've written books on that, and in fact, we would what the CIA did. Again, this is all out in public, is they actually went and worked with Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So some of the top Hollywood, disguise or makeup artists and technicians, and so yeah, because ultimately the idea is not to get caught, and so it's pretty cool.
So what was your disguise? Are you allowed to tell me?
I mean, I have a goatee now. It's kind of hard, but you put a wig on, fake mustache, stuff like that.